So here we have something interesting. This is a NuTone model LA52 musical door chime. This was sent to me by Judy from North Carolina, and it's been in her house since it was new in 1985, and just recently it simply stopped working. So I have it set up here on the bench. I have power connected to it. I have it wired up to a standard NuTone doorbell button. And as an interesting aside, LA52s are a unique design in that when it was new and you unpackaged it, it included along with the instructions this little device. This is a diode. The diode, it was required to place the diode along with the wires that connect to the doorbell button across the screws on the button. The purpose of the diode is to make the chime play through the entire song once the button is released. Which way the diode goes depends entirely on which way it makes it work correctly. If you install it with the band on the diode to the left and you push the button and release it and the tune stops playing, you have to take the diode off, turn it around so the band would be on the right hand side, reattach it, and then try it, and it should work properly. So the diode is an often lost item. Most commonly, contractors come in and buy them from us after the house has been painted or they replace the doorbell button with something fancier and it gets thrown away accidentally. This is a common, what's referred to as a rectifier diode. It's a diode number 1N4002. You can buy them almost anywhere. It used to be very simple to buy one at Radio Shack, but there's not a lot of Radio Shacks anymore, so not too hard, or you can always call us and we'll mail you one. Anyway, I have the button connected up, I have power to the chime, and when I push the button, nothing happens. Let's take a quick look at the chime, then I'm going to open it up and see what's wrong with it. So the controls for the chime are behind this door that opens up. And what you have for controls is you have three adjustments down the right hand side of the panel. You have the green adjustment is for the chime volume. The white adjustment is for the tempo of the song. And the red adjustment is for the tone of the song. Inside the door is the list of the 24 different songs that the chime is programmed to play. And by using these sliding lever controls, this one is numbered from 1 to 5, and this one is numbered A through E. By setting these to the proper settings that correspond with the songs on the label, it'll play that song, and then you can adjust the tempo and the tone of the song to make it sound like what you would expect it to sound like when it rings. There's also this tune test button. This allows you to activate the chime, listen to the song, and then make the adjustments until you're happy with it. As an aside, the tune test button won't operate unless you have a doorbell button connected to it, and the doorbell button also has to have a diode on it. Without the button and the diode, the tune test button won't make it activate. LA52s are a 2-entry door chime. So you have the main entry, which would be usually your front door, which is the button and the diode, and it plays the song that you choose. And then you can have a rear or side door connection, which has another button. The rear or side door connection just plays the electronic version of Ding Dong. And also, as a note, the side door button won't activate the chime, again, unless you have a front door button installed with a diode on it. So let's flip the chime over and see if we can see anything wrong with it. So here we're looking at the back of Judy's chime. You can see that it was made in 1985. In fact, this would be January of 85 because it's the letter A. It has a 3.5-inch 16-ohm speaker cone. This is the same speaker cone that's used in NuTone front door speakers of that era. So it's a commonly available part, although these speaker cones are rarely a problem. And then you can see the circuit board here. And if you look carefully at the circuit board, you can see here we have a darkened area which looks like it's gotten hot, and we actually have a lead to a component here that's actually no longer soldered to the board anymore because of the heat. So now I'm going to take this apart and see if I can see what's wrong. So here we have the component side of the LA52 circuit board, and you can see it's a fairly simple construction. Here are our three song adjustments, the green, white, and red, and our lever slide switches to change the song. This is our tune test button. Right in the center of the board you have a large integrated circuit. This is a microprocessor, and this is really the heart of the chime, and it's what contains the programmed information to make the songs that you hear when it plays. We saw on the other side of the board there was some evidence of damage to the board from heat, and that corresponds with this component here, which is the same as this one here, and these are two large resistors. It's not uncommon on LA52s to have these overheat. It has to do with the fundamental design of the board and the demands put on these resistors by other parts of the board. So I'm going to do a little troubleshooting and see if we can make Judy's chime play again. So after a little bit of time and a little bit of troubleshooting, this LA52 works again. I replaced the two resistors that I showed you in a previous shot. Even though they were both in spec, they both showed signs of heat stress. So I replaced those with equal value ceramic wire wound resistors, which will hold up better to the demand that's placed on them. I also replaced the voltage regulator, and I replaced all of the capacitors on the board. The capacitors, that's more general maintenance, since it's here at the shop to be repaired anyway, and since the chime's 30 years old, it'll need capacitors in the very near future. When the capacitors begin to fail, especially the ones in the power supply, you'll start to get a lot of AC hum on the speaker all the time, so we might as well do it while it's here. I have it set up on the bench with our test button with its diode, and you can see that now the light on the button is lit, and if we push the button, the chime plays, as does the tune test button make it play. We can adjust the songs by moving the levers. And we can also vary the tempo. We can speed it up with the tempo control. We can change the tone of the song. And of course, that's too low and too fast, so we'll turn it down a little bit. So you can see how these controls are important to tailor the tune that the chime plays to your liking. This LA52 repair is complete. It's ready to go back to Judy in North Carolina. Should give her another 30 years of service. If you found this video to be helpful, please like it on our YouTube channel. If you think this video would be helpful to other people, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribing to our YouTube channel simply raises our search results on YouTube, which means that people will have an easier time of finding our videos. If you have suggestions for videos about NuTone products, whether it's NuTone door chimes or NuTone intercom systems, please leave your ideas or requests in the comments. I will answer your comments and see if we can make a video based on your suggestion that will help you and other people also. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.